is issues and society. Well, it's a program you want to listen to, get views, get happenings in the society. My name is Prosper Weavery, the presenter. We may have a guest who is going to be taking us through some of the issues happening in the education sector. Well, the guests that I brought from Makurdi, he's the rector for the Nigerian Army College of Environmental Science and Technology, fondly called Nacenst. I have with me Brigadier General Abdul Hamid. Well, we're going to be going through some issues concerning education, vocational studies, after this brief commercial break. Join me every Monday, 11:30 a.m. to 12 noon on 93.5 FM ASU Radio as we discuss trending issues on issues and society. For participation and sponsorship, please call 0811 00 712 or reach us at our social media handles at 71 Media Ltd. You will be my next guest. Yeah. Welcome back. Let's go straight to our discussion. Yes, like I said, I have with me the rector for the Nigerian Army College of Environmental Science and Technology in the person of Brigadier General Abdul Hamid. Sir, welcome to our studio.
Thank you.
Well, let me not take much of your time. Can you tell us what the school is all about, Nacenst, and what's the business of the army in education?
Well, Nacenst, as is fondly called, is Nigerian Army College of Environmental Science and Technology, located in Nasme Barak, Makurdi. It's the Nigerian Army Polytechnic by operation, and its existence began in the year 2001 when the then Army leadership decided to exploit the opportunity of the facilities available in NASME to come off with diploma programs accredited by the National Board for Technical Education. The aim actually is to see how the Army, with those available facilities, can contribute to national development in the area of technical and vocational education.
And so what has been the relationship? Is it just for the military, or you have also civilians in your school?
From inception, the college admits both military and the civilian populace. You know, we have our barrack children, the neighboring communities, and by extension, it's a Nigerian institution, so it is open to the larger society.
Now, I need you to tell the listeners there, your own views as it concerns, what technical education is about in Nigeria. I need you to appraise, the sector.
I will not start with just technical education, rather education sector in general. Education sector is very, very important in the life of your country. Virtually all other sectors, they rely on education sector to deliver either positively or negatively. The quality of education sector determines the success or developmental kind of movement in what the education sector actually achieved. You cannot get it in the economic sector if the education sector is not doing well. You cannot get it even in the military sector if the education sector is not doing well, because it's from the product of the education that all these other sectors get what they are supposed to get and move forward.
Now, can you take us through some of the available courses you have at Nacenst before we begin to go on
in Nacenst, as of Currently, we run 31 courses at diploma and higher national diploma levels in 4 schools. We have School of Engineering Technology that has diploma courses in mechanical engineering, civil engineering, and others. We have School of Natural and Applied Sciences that will offer diploma in computer science, science laboratory technology, and statistics. And we have School of Environmental Studies that offers courses such as estate management, surveying, and so many. So, in a nutshell, the 31 courses actually are more to do with technical and vocational education.
And having said that, there's this school of thought that most polytechnic students see themselves sometimes inferior to their colleagues who are in the university. And when you look at the HND and the OMB holders, they feel a bit of drawn back when they see their counterparts who are in the universities with the BScs and all that. So how are you able to make them understand that they are all of the same, and there is no much difference between these 2 degrees or certificates?
I think practically I don't see any graduate of a polytechnic that has HND in technical and vocational area that really excel will see himself as inferior to the university graduates, unless if that person does not have that quality of what he's supposed to have. He might see himself as inferior. However, if you have, to the best of my knowledge today, I know a lot of engineers that we are being proud of in this country. They are products of polytechnic.
Now, let me ask you this. The school is situated within the barracks, and there's this fear about civilians when it has to do with the military. How do your civilian students, how do they cope with the military uniform people in that environment?
Our civilian students do not have that feeling. In fact, they feel safer by mixing off with our military counterparts. And remember, even the lecturers, not all of them are military. We have many of them that are civilians. So, and in an academic issue, everybody is at equal level. Everybody is at the same level of learning. They are given an equitable way of learning, and there's nothing like a civilian feeling either inferior or whatever, because in fact it's an advantage. It is cementing more of good relation in the area of civil-military relation. And I bet you were there with the MBTE team. You have seen, did you identify this is a civilian student or this is a military student? I don't think you have seen that element in that place. You see them all bonded together, learning together, moving together, and to me, I think the civilian counterparts, they learn better. They are better off by mixing with the military because of our kind of a organized way of life. They really fare better in that kind of aspect of human relation than their counterpart that did not have an opportunity to be in that kind of environment.
Well, if you're listening to the program, it's Issues and Society, and you can join us as you call on this number 0818 030 2287. I take it again, 0810 0818 030 2287. Now, we're going to take this question and I'd like your response. Then we're going to quick commercial break and we're back. What is unique about Nacenst? You have a whole number of polytechnics, a sea of polytechnics in the country. what makes Nacenst tick?
Nacenst is really unique, being a Nigerian Army's polytechnic. One, the intake is a mix-up of civilians and the military personnel. I think that is a uniqueness in it. Secondly, we nurses don't go on strike. It's a military institution. That is a uniqueness. Thirdly, nurses as an institution, we have other bodies that monitor and evaluate us apart from the normal NBTE activities. The Army headquarters, from Army headquarters itself, we have Department of Training that we are under. There's a Department of Evaluation also. They all monitor our activities, and that ensures we deliver quality teaching and learning kind of activities. So that is something really unique that I'm really proud of. We are made to be on our toes in terms of giving the qualitative, expected qualitative knowledge.
We're going to go on a quick commercial break, and after we come back, we'll begin to take your calls. Remember again, the number is 081-803-02287.
Join me every Monday, 11:30 a.m. to 12 noon on 93.5 FM ASU Radio as we discuss trending issues on issues and society. For participation and sponsorship, please call 0811-00-00712 or reach us at our social media handles at 71 Media LTD. You will be my next guest.
You're welcome back to the program. Again, the phone lines are open, 0818-030-2287. Back to you, my rector. I know that you have a whole line of programs, at the school. Can you take us through some of the programs, apart from the courses? What other programs do you offer there at Nacenst?
Actually, Nacenst is restricted to just the diploma and the higher national diploma programs as being regulated by the National Board for Technical Education. Other courses that are being run at the entrepreneurship development center that have to do with vocational and the skill acquisitions. We try to be more concerned in that area because of the current situation of need for our youth to be self-employed. So we really put more effort in that area. But academically, there are some other certificate programs, like we are trying to come up with the issue of use and management of drones, and the issue of leadership. So these are two areas we are trying to come up with as a certificate programs academically. But we are trying to be more practical in whatever we give, and that is why the area of concern is tilting more towards this skill acquisition in our vocational training center. So we don't offer any other training apart from this. However, there could be, maybe we are on standby if at the Army headquarters level they may task us with other activities. We are there on standby, but purely we are just offering the diploma and higher national diploma with emphasis on giving our students this skill acquisition. And we have just gotten approval from Army headquarters to even come up with an aspect of training to assist our civilian youths, our children in the barrack and the neighboring communities in the areas of this vocational and skill. Example like molding, block molding, and what you have.
Now, the mantra of the ES of the Nigerian National Board for Technical Education Professor Bugaje is skills, not degree. Now, how well has Nacenst, keyed into this mantra?
Actually, I have just told you earlier, we are pushing towards skills and vocational training, because actually there are a lot of people with the paper qualification, but if you don't have something skilled, you may end up not having employment. And the skill and vocational training, these are the areas it's even waiting for the unborn people to exploit the opportunity. So we have to put more effort in giving this training in technical and vocational education, because that is the messiah as far as our economy and the employment is concerned.
Okay, now you have gone around the world and you have seen how vocational education is in most of these advanced countries. You want to compare them with what we have back home here. What are the differences and what areas do you think we need to improve upon?
Actually, the difference I see from some parts of the world that I had the experience to visit is the issue of commitment. How committed are we at individual level? So we need attitudinal change, sincerely speaking. A graduate in Nigeria will see himself, because he has paper qualification, he's not ready to go and do vocational or technical a kind of training. And if I may compare some of us at our age and the younger ones, even when I was in the university, honestly, I was engaged in vocational activities. I could remember we were in the university when the university was closed for 6 months. Bayero University Kano and the University of Calabar and Ife were closed for that 6 months during the General Babangida regime. Immediately we went on that. We went back, we were engaged in these vocational activities in our localities. We engaged in farming. We engage in rearing, honestly, at university. But now you can see a secondary school leaver is not ready to go and do those kind of things. It's too big. So we need change of attitude. And that should start from home. Personally, my children, I'm pursuing them. They must take something. Catering services, this rearing of animals, and what you have. Honestly, we need to go to that drawing board. This is one experience I see outside, and because of general commitment and the thinking of individuals, you can see collectively some of those countries, they are pairing up. They don't have natural resources, but they are advanced in this skill and vocational knowledge. That's why they excel, especially the developed countries. It's not anything, it's the commitment. If we really are to get committed, sincerely speaking, in a short period, you will see us moving ahead, and the issue of unemployment, honestly, will be very, very minimal.
Now, in nation building, we know that vocational and skills, are more like the bedrock of this in some climes of the world. How best can we begin to educate our own to see it, away from some of these, other social hang-ups that we're looking at? How well can we begin to educate and drum it to the ears of, or to the hearts of Nigerians to understand, the value that is attached to, vocational education?
So, we actually put everything to do with education virtually on government. And honestly, I differ on that side. Government has a limit to what it can do. But individual parents, communities, and other relevant stakeholders, they have a bigger role to play in terms of enhancing the quality and acceptability of technical and vocational education training. And unless we come up collectively we may not really get it right. In the developed nations, you will find as person is growing, the interest is developed from home, what he may want to be, and you key in. And the parents, the communities, and other stakeholders, they encourage. In our own case, everything you see, you push blame to government alone. I think we are not collectively sincere to the government. What effort are we doing as individuals, as stakeholders, to contribute towards achieving this technical vocational education training, at the end getting employment opportunities for our youth? What effort? I want every individual to check himself. Every matured person has a role to play in getting our youth on board towards self-reliance. But we always think of we know more on how to blame somebody, forgetting our own role in that area. We need to assess ourselves. We need to talk to ourselves individually. If we can do that, honestly speaking, I believe we'll forge ahead, and I think we'll move forward within a short period.
Now, going back to Nacenst, which where you represent as the rector, are you guys, is the school, admitting? Is the portal open for admission? What's the information about, Nacenst will you want the listening public to know about?
Nacenst is, as I said, a polytechnic of Nigerian Army. It's regulated by National Board for Technical Education. Its admission process is also being done by the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board through CAPS, the Central Admission Processing System. So it is like every other polytechnic. Our admission process is online. Person can browse into our website and see the various courses offered, and payments, even payments of data token, are being done online. And even our academic activities, we are online. So we are like every other polytechnic. We don't have anything different. Only those that are military personnel, we don't admit them unless their units approve they are coming, and at the end, Army headquarters approve their admission. We don't do it apart from being qualified through the JAM and what you have. The Army leadership has to give us go ahead to admit them.
Now, the certificates that your uniform men get, is it the same with their colleagues who are civilians sitting in the same class?
Yes,
or?
It's a polytechnic. It's the same certificate. It's a polytechnic certificate. One of the essence of the Nacenst is at least to give the uniform men an opportunity. Even if they graduate at the end, they retire, they can go to any other organization and be employed like the civilian counterparts. That's one of the essence of putting Nacenst, actually giving opportunity to the uniform men, because they have qualities, and if we don't have that certificate kind of something, many of them may not have the opportunity of being more relevant to the society after they retire with whatever knowledge they have. But that certificate will at least key them in to be like the civilian counterpart in competing to get other job opportunities.
Now, in 30 seconds, can you sell Nacenst to would-be students who are looking for admissions?
Yes, as I told you earlier, the uniqueness of Nacenst. This is an institution that offers a national and high national diploma within the stipulated calendar year, because Nacenst doesn't go on strike. No way. It's a military institution. 2, we have multiple monitoring and evaluation from different quarters. From the Army headquarters itself, we have 2 or 3. There is training and doctrine command in Mina. They also go around within the year to check and assess the activities there. These activities of monitoring and evaluation, it really helps us to be on our toes and give the expected qualitative education. And I think I'm proud of that, honestly. We are up and doing. both the civil and the military personnel, staff in Nacenst. Honestly, we are up and doing. I'm happy with that aspect, and I believe, as I said, with that aspect of effort, you can see the quality of what we did. I am sure will excel better in comparison to some of these other institutions.
I will not want to draw you into the argument of the ASU strike and that, but fundamentally you said Nacenst has never gone on strike. How have you guys managed it all through this period?
It's a military institution. We can't go on strike. We can't, because apart from being we just offer a diploma, we are uniformed men. At every time, we are ready to leave the classroom and engage in any other activity that could help the system, as could be directed by our high headquarters. I'm taking of those of us that are uniformed men. So we can't go on strike. If anybody should go on strike, I see strike as a lack of appreciation of the leadership, because strike is never a solution to development. There are other options that can be taken. You have a grudge, there is a way you can put your grudge without stopping the system to continue. Yes.
Well, we want to say a very big thank you for making our time to be on the program. Well, the program is Issues and Society, and we'll be speaking with the rector for the Nigerian Army College of Environmental Science and Technology, fondly called Nacenst in Makurdi. Well, join me next week, same time, same station. This is Issues and Society.